Hey dolls, it's Dolphin K. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. So today's video is going to be on how to be a soft-spoken baddie. By baddie, I mean just a beautiful woman, a woman who knows who she is, knows her worth, her self-value, is confident. So whichever perspective you have on that word, it's completely yours to interpret. I don't have a specific image in mind when I say baddie. By baddie, I just mean me and you, people who just love themselves and want to reach their highest potential. But yeah, so I have had a lot of criticism throughout my life on my voice and how I speak. In the past, it did hurt me a little bit, but like now I'm completely, I don't care like at all. I'm completely like unbothered about it. Yeah, I'm gonna like teach you how to, how to be soft-spoken but also own that and be confident in yourself, because the naysayers are just talking smack. Why? Because they see you doing great things even though you have a perceived flaw that they think that's like a flaw or something. And I know this might seem a little bit silly, but yeah, people sometimes are judgmental on how someone's tone of voice is, how they speak, right? Which is kind of crazy because you would think like as human beings, we all know that we have like different tones of voice, different dialects. Like why would that be something people judge you on? But it is. Yeah, when I was younger, I was always really soft spoken. I don't have a voice that's like super demanding or just like super bold, even though when I can be like I can shout, but like that's not my normal like range of voice. I don't like shouting, by the way. But yeah, a lot of people just like made me feel insecure about that, made me feel like I had to talk a little bit more like assertive and have this really like, you know, like bold and loud voice. Although, love that for people who do. I just thought like, why do I have to change myself? Why do I have to change my voice to fit some weird standard that you have over me? Like, why would I do that? So I want to talk to you guys. You might be soft-spoken if you're listening to this video, and say that you absolutely do not have to change your voice for anything. Don't even think about changing the way you talk. Don't even think about being a little more louder, being a little more, no, don't even think about it, because the people who are criticizing you about your soft-spokenness are simply projecting. They are projecting. They have this perspective that if you're soft-spoken, you're weak or you're inferior or something like that. That is on them. That is their judgment. That's not yours to keep. So I don't want you to hold on to that. A lot of people have criticisms of other people based on their own insecurities, based on their own experience, not based on reality. So the criticism you're getting isn't based on reality. It's based on people's perception of the reality that they're living in. So don't internalize that and take it as the truth, because it's really not. I don't know if you know it or not, but being soft-spoken does come with privileges. Like you do have certain privileges if you have a soft-spoken voice. One of the things is like people are able to consume your energy, what you're saying, with a little more understanding. If you're not, since you don't have like a voice that's like, oh my god, like they're able to actually try and understand the point you're making when you're talking to them. Like they're actually going to listen to you, because it's like, oh, okay, she's not like shouting, or she's not her voice doesn't have much like emotion or inflection in it, so like I'm actually gonna listen to her. So yeah, that's a privilege. People will listen to you. Like they won't try to, you know, like calm you down or anything like that. So I think of it as a plus. Another thing is people are a little bit nicer to you because of the tone of voice that you have. When you have a soft spoken voice, it's more connected towards femininity, so people will approach you in a more softer manner um, when you're soft spoken. So it's like, why would you change that? Why would you change that privilege that you have by being soft spoken? You know, so it's like, again, the people who are criticizing you are kind of mad that they don't have your voice, so they just want you to feel insecure about having something that they actually want. Clock it. But yeah, that's another privilege. Another one is being able to talk yourself out of certain situations because your voice is soothing. So I've only had to do this a couple of times in my life, and I try not to do this because I don't believe in being a manipulative person when it's truly not needed and you just take accountability for the actions that you've done. However, if you're in some real deep stuff, like you can sort of talk your way out of situations and people will be like, oh, okay, that's fine, it's fine. You can use your voice, your soothing voice, to your advantage that way. Another privilege is being underestimated. And I know this might not seem like a privilege, but bear with me. Whenever people hear you and they hear your voice, they might view you as like weaker because your voice is softer, and usually a soft tone of voice is connected to femininity and things like that. In the world views women as weaker is not true, but that they'll view you as weaker and underestimate you. But this can be a privilege because they're not going to view you as a threat. They're not going to view you as someone they have to compete with. And you can use this to your advantage to actually show them, this is my potential and you just underestimated me. You can use that to not have to work as hard, not have to pour in unnecessary labor that you might have had to do if you didn't have a soft-spoken voice. Another privilege is people will project innocence onto you. They will feel like you can't hurt a fly. Like, oh, her? Like, she can't hurt a fly. And I know you're probably wondering, like, why is that a privilege? It's a privilege because you're not going to be accused. You're not going to be the first person they have in mind if something goes wrong or if a situation goes wrong. You're not going to be the first target in mind. So it kind of protects you from being someone who's pointed to, like, oh, she must have done it. Her? No, she's innocent. She's the sweetest pie. Yeah, your voice can really help you in that aspect. Your privilege, your soft-spoken voice can get you things that you really want, especially when you're interacting with whether your desired person is a girl or a boy. If you're interacting with them and you have a soft-spoken voice, they kind of let their guard down, meaning it's easier to ask for things and actually receive them because they're hearing this slow, steady, soft voice that they probably want to hear some more, so they're going to give in and give you what you're asking for. Being soft spoken is not a thing to make yourself a victim for. It's definitely not. You have a lot of privileges by being soft spoken because it kind of gives you this persona of like a sweetheart, innocent person, elegant, A lot of people who are soft spoken are often seen as elegant, they're seen as ethereal, they're, seen as like goddess like. So embody that, use your voice to get your desires, to manifest your ideal reality, and continue being a soft spoken baddie, because it's the best and it will help you with what you want to get in this life.